And interestingly, Pentecost is also the Greek name for the Hebrew holiday of Shavuot, which comes at a different time because of different calendars. But Shavuot also tells of giving of wisdom. It's the story of Moses bringing the law down from Mount Sinai. You've seen that in a movie somewhere. Then the people had a different kind of wisdom, recorded wisdom, that they could live by. So that's the old stuff. But what kind of wisdom do we actually want? And I think it's that we want to know how to live well. To live in a way that's deeply satisfying. To live in a way where we can bear whatever suffering comes our way. Where we can see all the beauty around us and feel all the joy there is to feel. We want to live in a way that leads to satisfaction and to meaning and to purpose in our lives. So much wisdom is out there to study from the ancient religions, from the centuries of philosophers, from literature and art, and yes, self-help in all its forms. And all of these encapsulate some of the great wisdom there is to be had. And yet, you've probably experienced this too. Wisdom never comes alive solely in the reading or the hearing. And I've so often had the experience where I've learned something, some model, some piece of guidance, carried it around with me for years, but I carry it as dry, desiccated wisdom, sort of instant wisdom, just add water. It means nothing until that moment where a particular experience brings it to life. It plumps up then, all sweet and full of juice as an epiphany, and I shout, "Oh, I get it now! I get what that means." There is no wisdom without experience. And the experience we need is relational. Without relationship with the oppressed, justice is just a word. Without someone with whom to be honest, caring, and vulnerable, love, it's just a dry word. Without rolling in the long grass, nature, it's just a word. So it's no wonder to me that Pentecost miracle was people becoming able to speak to and understand one another. Across all their many differences, across experiences and languages and cultures, they were suddenly able to communicate. And this is where our wisdom is found and where our wisdom is tested in relationship. We heard that wonderful poem by the Sufi mystic Hafiz. He tells of a man who believed he was having great and powerful visions of God, asked Hafiz whether they were real, and the answer Hafiz gave is that if it's not about relationship and love, then it's not a real epiphany. It can't be great and divine wisdom without that. And we come here, too, for wisdom. I once feared terribly addressing a congregation because I thought, I have nothing wise to say. And that only changed when I realized that my role is not to impart wisdom, but to help create a community of deep and healthy connection where wisdom can arise. I can poke and prod that community and toss ideas out into the mix, tell you some quotes, read you some scriptures, read you some poems, but the wisdom comes from the wonder of what happens between you, between individuals, both the joyful and the sorrowful, the pleasant and the hard, the agreement and the conflict. It is only in this rich mixture that wisdom can grow. We bring all we have learned and read and heard, all the philosophy and rich religion and advice, and we plant it in the rich earth of community. What is true swells and comes to life. What is false fades away. It is here together that we learn, and grow. It is together that we become wise. May it be so. We're going to take a few minutes of silent reflection, meditation, whatever suits you, and that will end with a bit of music. This is the time now for our collection. And at New Unity, for those of you who are new, all money that we collect is for charity. This month we're collecting to support the Young Women's Trust. And the Young Women's Trust dedicates itself to preventing young women who are struggling in this economy to avoid. It gives them opportunities, it gives them training, it campaigns. You can read more about it in the order of service and on their website as well. So please, we give generously to support young falling into poverty. There will also be 2 clipboards circulating. One is if you want to volunteer to help on Sunday morning with stuff, and the other is so that you can get on the email list and know what's going on. Thank you.